for your grace and your mercy and your goodness. Be with us as we take time to look at the state of our health and its implication to our salvation. Thank you, Lord, for hearing and answering. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, so I'm looking at obesity. All right. Let's look. He said, the curse causes shall not come. Remember that disease never comes without a cause. All right, what is disease? Disease is an effort of nature to free the system from conditions that result from the violation of the laws of health. All right, this is something that we all should know. What are the laws of health? We look at pure air, sunlight, abstemiousness, rest, exercise, proper diet, the use of water, trust in divine power. These are the true remedies. Whatever is the disease, whatever is going on, the Lord compact them. One of my friends, her business name is called 8+2. And the two would have been what we did this morning. We did purity before and cleanliness, those two. Also, it's very helpful to keeping us healthy. All right. Sister Mercedes, about, I see your hand is up, so let me take what you're saying. Go ahead, unmute Sister Mercedes.
Good morning and blessed Sabbath.
And to you, dearest. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a comment on what we were talking about before with soap and things like that quickly. The Dr. Bonner is recommended because when you use the regular soap and you go in the sun, you don't get the benefits of the sun. But the Dr. Bonner is the one that allows the oil to remain in the skin and whatever. It does not strip the skin. So that's the recommended one as opposed to the regular ones.
Yes, because of the absence of the lye in it and the sulfate and the paraben.
Yes.
Yeah, that is why it's recommended. Most time when you do that, the lye that is in there will strip the barrier, the skin barrier.
Right.
That protects us. So that is good. Yes.
Yes. And then we don't want to lose our vitamin D. So,
Oh, yes.
it's recommended to use that one.
Yes, that is true.
Thank
All right.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right.
Welcome.
So let us go. Okay. So here we are. We're looking at this young man. His name was Clinton Fletcher, and he was massively overweight. All right. In 6 months, he lost 95 pounds. All right. Walking, he walked 7 days a week, at least for an hour. He did the laws of health. He really did. All right. He would follow the laws of health, change his diet and everything. And the disease and all of that he had, all of that were taken away. And guess what? He was transformed into a really wonderful young man. Now, I was trying to find nurse picture on it to put up, but just for today, it would not work. But I will find it and we'll use nurses before and after picture. Nurse drop all of that weight and she has now come down to baby stage, so she looked like half of her age. Nobody really can believe her age because she had reversed the aging process in taking off the weight. All right. And this some persons are familiar with Sister McBride. This was her. This was a sister. Dr. McBride, some of you might. And this was what she had looked like before, massively overweight. And see, she was transformed into a nice, pretty young girl. All right. By changing her lifestyle. Okay. All right. So what is obesity? It is the abnormal or excessive fat accumulation that may impair health. All right. So the abnormal excessive fat accumulation. That's what it is. All right. Obesity is a disease. American Medical Association has officially labeled obesity as a disease. The new designation informs 78 million American adults and 12 million American children that they have a condition requiring medical treatment. All right. So Overweight and obesity are the 5th leading risk for global death. All right. So it leads to death because of the disease that are associated with obesity. Worldwide, 2.8 million adults die each year as a result of being overweight or obese. Every extra pound shaves off about 1 month from your lifespan. Can you believe it? Every extra pound take off slowly but surely is killing us. 60 extra pounds, therefore, could cost you 5 years. Oh man. Look at our weight. Look if we're 5 pounds or 2 pounds. So 30 extra pounds can give you 2.5 years off your age. All right. And then so the half of 30 is what? 15. Can take a year and 15 months. Half of your and 15 a year and about 6 months or 3 months off of your years. So if we look at it, this is a sickness because it's affecting all areas of our life, and especially the poor little heart and all the vessels that have become overworked. Stage 3 symptoms of obesity: breathlessness, increased sweating, snoring, difficulty sleeping, inability to cope with sudden physical activity, feeling very tired every day, back and joint pains. All right. Name 3 risk factors of obesity: diabetes, heart disease, GERD, all right, which is called acid reflux, high blood pressure, cancer, and sleep apnea. These are some of the risk factors from you being overweight. Don't be comfortable. I was telling them this morning that some years ago, I recognized that I had on too much weight, and I fight hard to lose the weight. I wanted to lose the weight. I really work on it. And I went back to the country where my mom was living, and there was a friend with her. And the lady said to me, come here, Miss Joan. You have sugar? I said, no. You have pressure? No. What? You're thin bad. I thought those who understand. To me, she said I was thin. She said, you thin bad. I found it so amusing. I don't think I've ever laughed about anything as much as I laughed about that. You know, few things gave me as much joy as the amount of laugh that I did that day. When I said, Miss Kitty, you know how hard I work for this thinness? I had to be exercised. I have to look at what I'm eating and everything. I work hard for it to be thin. But you see, I was living in Kingston and I'm going to the country, and they associated fat with look good. So if you're not fat, you don't look good. So my mother did not find it amusing. My mother promptly declared that I told them this morning, I said, Mama said, listen, if you're going to look like that, don't come down here. I will come to town and see you, but you don't come down here. Because I think she was embarrassed to see her child looking like this, and person might think that I'm in town suffering or something. All right? Because we associate, there's an associate of fat with looking good. You can't look good unless you're fat. And that is a falsity. That's just something that is not biblical. It's not inspirational. It's not nothing at all. It doesn't belong. It's just a mindset. All right. So the WHO said overweight and obesity lead to adverse metabolic effects on blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, and insulin resistance. Risk of coronary heart disease, ischemic stroke, and type 2 diabetes mellitus increase steadily with increased body mass index. All right. So when we become overweight, I have clients who say, listen, help me put on a few pounds. Sometimes their frame has always been slim, all right? And then this person will think because they are slim, then they must put on weight, all right? And therefore, they're striving hard to put on the weight. And some of them, they know their system has always been, their whole body has always been slim. So they don't need to put on weight, but that's just them. All right. So if you want to put on weight, there's a level where you can be grossly underweight for your height and your size. All right. So we can understand that, but don't want to put on weight because person think that you should put on weight. All right. Persons who want, when we do consult with them, sometimes saying, let's concentrate on healing you. Then we look at weight. The weight is not should not be your primary concern. All right. Although I remember when my lawyer, chances are she's with us online. No, when she came and I saw her came to the office in Mandela, and I said, "Listen to me, sister. You too, Marga. You are not doing good for my business when you look like that. So guess what? We need to put on pounds on you." You know, good naturedly, she's a very good natured person. Some person you cannot say that to them because they'll take offense, but we are friends, and I know those kind of things doesn't offend her. So she laughed. She said, "All right, doc, I'm in your hand. Tell me what to do." And we work on it. And within 2 weeks, she put on her pounds and was able to say, "Yeah, no, you represent the business." All right. And we find it quite amusing for that. But the primary thing was on your health. Make sure you're well before you get worried about weight. Okay? Unless weight is the sickness that you're dealing with. All right. Obesity increases the risk of which kind of cancer? Now look at this, and this is very important for us to bear in mind. Some of us who are suffering from cancer, we have persons who are suffering from cancer, and most times they are overweight. Esophagus cancer, pancreas cancer, colon and rectum cancer, prostate cancer, breast after menopause cancer, endometrium, lining of the uterus cancer, kidney and gallbladder cancer, thyroid cancer. All right, these are some of the cancers that we can have. Obesity increases the risk of psychological problems like low self-esteem, low confidence level, feeling isolated in society, and depression. Right? And many persons who are overweight, they're very self-conscious and their confidence level is not there. All right. So there are things that we can do about it. So it's important for us to learn how to take care of this situation. As little as 10 to 15 pounds, that is 5 to 7 kilograms of extra weight, can lay the foundation for many of today's degenerative diseases. Many persons who come to me and say, "Listen, arthritis is killing me. I can hardly move." You know, the arthritis is not your problem. Sometimes the weight that is there. I had a gentleman, he was like this. All right. He was like this one. This is not him. Not that he was looking like that. And in about 6 months, he came down so slim. We have the picture, some place could show you. Come down so nice and slim. And the conditions that he had, they were gone. They were gone. All right. So the weight bring a lot of pressure on the body. Name two types of obesity. We are looking at these two types of obesity. So we have the peripheral obesity, that is the accumulation of excess fat in the buttocks, hips, and thighs. Now, women want to have it there. All right, and we think it is okay. So a lady will say, take off this from here, take off that from there. Soon come. All right, take this from there, but leave the buttocks, leave the hips and the thigh. It is still fat. It is still fat and it's going to affect us. And then we have a central obesity, accumulation of fat in the abdominal area, also known as pear obesity and apple obesity. All right, so you look at the pear shape and the apple, okay, when it is accumulated in the central area. And there are some times where a person have a combination of both. All right, we just wrote down. What is my ideal weight? We look at, this is measured by the body mass index. Body mass index is a measure of body fat based on height and weight that applies to both adult and women, adult men and women. All right. So this is the BMI is used as a measurement, as a guide. So let us look at some of them. If your body mass index is between 18 to 24.9, 18.5 to 24.9, you have a healthy weight. Now you can do your own measurement. Okay. if it is between 25 and 29.9, you are overweight. And if it is greater than 30, then you are obese and you are at higher risk of diseases. Okay, so let's do a little calculation, a little workout just to show you. It said weight says is 68 kilogram and your height is 1.65 meter. We calculated the 68 divided by the 1.65 and you'll get 24.98. That's for those who are into that metric part. So let's get take it home now to those who are in imperial measurement. So you're 150 pounds, all right? And you're 5 feet 5 inches. So it's a 150 pound divided by the 65, which is the inches square, okay? So you're going to get, and then you're going to multiply that by a 703. Why 703? That's set measurement that is used. And 24.96. No, you know what that means? You're just barely on the borderline. You want to hear a secret? This is where I am. All right? No. You don't, when they said persons can be vegetarian and when you're vegetarian, you have to be really slim and things like that. Is that true? All right. I am at 24 right now. I am 150 and I'm only 5 feet 5 inches. All right. So I'm exercising even harder. I want to take myself down to 145. Nobody doesn't really agree with me, but I want to be at 145. 150 set me ideally, but guess what? I want to have a little room, you know, a little room that in case something. So I'm going to go down to 145 and then I'll settle right there. Okay, so this is how you'll go. So maybe if you take a screenshot of this so that you can, or a picture of this and keep with you, just so that you can have an idea how to calculate your BMI. It's a very good indication of what is going on with you. Work it out. Okay, so the ideal weight calculation, look at this. There's another way easily that you can know, even if you don't even want to work it out well. Allows 100 pounds for 5 feet of height. So, and every additional inch, you put on 6 pounds. Therefore, the ideal weight for a man, say a man is 5 feet, 10 inches, right? His ideal weight would have been approximately 160 pounds. All right? For us as females, it's 106 pounds for 5 feet of height. So you have 5 feet, and then for each additional pound, right? Each additional inch you add on 5 pounds. So if a woman is 5 feet 4 inches, then her ideal would have been 126 pounds. All right. So you just add. So it's 106, and you're putting on 5 pounds for every additional weight height. All right. So you're going to add your 106. All right. And then you multiply the 5 by the amount of inches that you're looking at. You just add them on incrementally. Easy to work out that way. Okay. What are the causes of obesity? Let's look at some of them. Obesity is an imbalance between the calories taken in and those utilized. The body converts excessive calories into fatty deposit, thus increasing body weight. All right. So the body is actually storing. We are taking in too much calories and we are not active enough to use them on. So to use them out. So what happened now? They are stored as fats in the body. All right. And these now can hurt us. Getting less than 7 hours of sleep at night can cause changes in hormones that increase your appetite. You may also crave foods high in calories and carbohydrates, which can contribute to weight gain. All right, so lack of sleep can cause you to gain weight. All right, sleep deprived people showed greater desire for unhealthful, high caloric food, rating these food more highly than when they were rested. Their desire for junk food increased along with the severity of their sleep deprivation. The more sleep deprived people were, the more they wanted junk food. All right. And this is by a sleep doctor. That is what he was doing. He was looking at the relation between sleep and your diet, and saw that there was a positive correlation between the two of them. All right, and then the leptin resistance. This is coming up more and more. You're going to hear about leptin. Leptin is a hormone that releases fat cells in your body while you're eating, which sends a powerful message to your brain saying, "Stop eat. You're full now." All right. So this it is an arm. It's a hormone. All right, and it will send fat cells in your body while you're eating. So sometimes we are leptin deficient, and therefore our body don't hear stop. Erratic fluctuations of leptin and the hormone ghrelin, which makes you feel full, complicate your ability to lose weight and triggers intense hunger. All right. So anytime these two are not working well, the leptin and the ghrelin, then we end up in problems. Okay. Studies show that production of both leptin and ghrelin may be influenced by how much or how little sleep we really have. All right. Overeating, this is to the point of feeling uncomfortably full or bloated. If you eat and you're feeling bloated and you're too full and you can't walk, give me a minute there, and you feel that sense of, oh, I can't go on. That is overeating, and overeating is sin. All right, we should not be bloating our body. It is God's temple. Doesn't matter how good the food is. All right, like yesterday on my beautiful custard apple. It was big and it was nice. Oh, mercy. So while I enjoyed, you know what? It cut down on the other things I can have because you don't want to overeat, right? So I dress back on the other things and indulge in my custard apple. You understand? But you don't want to say, all right, this is what I'm having for breakfast, and it is true, this is what you're going to eat. But if you take too much of one thing, then you know you have to compromise on something else. Don't eat off everything just to say that this is my breakfast. All right, we must limit how we are taking things in our system. A fat cell can be produced anytime when the existing fat cell reach about 85% of their holding capacity. All right. So even every time when we pack ourselves with too much fat, then the body keep producing more fat cells. A fat cell is capable of holding so much fat. It can expand up to 1,000 times its initial volume. And this is so sad for us. This is God's way of ensuring that we don't keel over and die when we put too much weight on our system. But to tax the body so much, do you understand? No, why we suffered so much when we are obese? Does it make sense to you? Because the fat cells capability has been stretched to an infinite level that it become hard work for the body. And you know the worst part about it, I bring it up later on, but I need to say it right now. The worst part about it, toxins, any kind of toxin that is in your body, you know where it stores itself? In fat cells. No, think of it when we are obese and all of that is stored in it, when the cells are expanded beyond their normal capacity and the toxins are being put into them. Can you imagine what happened to us where these toxins are concerned? We're in a very bad state, very bad state. So do not eat. And you know, especially for you guys in the cold country, I remember last year or the year before I was in New York, and it was so very cold, and we were advised, listen, you need to produce eat. So you're eating, you can't just eat like that. You have to take in more. You need more calories to keep you. And I'm saying, I can't take it. And they said, that's why you're going to get colder. So they give me a little more. This girl made the most wonderful steel cut oats porridge. And we use the natural condensed milk that we make. She taught me how to make the condensed milk. All right. And use that to sweeten it. It really keep you nice and warm and make you feel, really, really bulky. But guess what? I come home back with pounds. I come back home with pounds. So you in the colder region, you'll find that yourself, you want more the carbohydrate that give you the instant the quicker energy. So your body will crave carbohydrates more. So look out for that and be very careful where that is concerned. Lack of sunlight is another thing that we need to look at. In the group of 571 women who gained weight, those who had insufficient vitamin D levels gained about 2 pounds more than women who had sufficient vitamin D levels. So there's always a 2 pound more increase on those women who were not getting vitamin D. There are certain medications that will cause you to put on weight. Some medications can lead to weight gain. These medications include some antidepressant, anti-seizure medication, diabetes medication, antipsychotic medication, steroids, beta blockers, prednisone, which is commonly prescribed for asthma, inflammation, and rheumatoid arthritis. Prednisone is like doctors go to. There's one. It's like everything that they can't identify, they think they need to give a prednisone for it. All right. And therefore, and it has that way of messing up the metabolic process. All right. Another thing that can predispose you to obesity is genetics. Your genes may affect the amount of body fat you store and where that fat is distributed. Genetics may also play a role in how efficient your body converts food into energy and how your body burns calories during exercise. Even when someone has a genetic disposition, environmental factors ultimately make you gain more weight. All right? Environmental factors will allow you to gain them more. So even though you're predisposed, no, I know that I'm predisposed to be fat. It means therefore I have to be very conscious of that fact and look at how I combine my diet. All right. When you're predisposed to something, it doesn't mean that you have to have it. My family line, they are predisposed to diabetes and high blood pressure. Long time before this come around, I made up my mind that is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I've taken steps throughout the years to ensure that this does not happen. Okay? Families can't change their genes, but they can change the family environment to encourage healthy eating habits and physical activities. All right. So we know that we are predisposed to it. Then look at how we are eating. Look at what we are putting on the table. If the diet look like something where you're going to put a lot of fatty food there, then you're actually triggering those genes. You're triggering the genes. All right. So you know that you cannot be having your eggs sunny side up and you're having your sausages and you're having the cow's milk and you're having all of these things and the refined white bread. So the diet itself is really, really bad. Really bad. And we are predisposing ourselves to other form of sickness. Another cause of obesity is inactivity. If you are not very active, you don't burn as many calories. With a sedentary lifestyle, you can easily take in more calories than you need. Physical inactivity can lead to obesity, whereas physical activity can control weight. All right, get moving. We have to. Unhealthy diet and eating habit can be another cause. A diet that's high in calories, eating fast food, skipping breakfast, eating most of your calories at night, drinking high calorie beverages, and eating oversized portions all contribute to weight gain. All right. So all of these conditions, so let's look at them again because we are looking at unhealthy diet and unhealthy habits, eating habit. So a diet that is high in calories, mean that the end product of them is going to give you a lot of more calories than you can use up. All right. So you're talking more, especially carbohydrates. Eating fast food are those fast food that you buy in there, you know, that you just run in something and just grab something. If you skip breakfast, don't make it a habit to skip breakfast. I had a lovely lady who came to see me yesterday and she said, no, I really don't do breakfast. And I said, I know why. She said, you know why? I said, yeah. So what do you think, Doc? Why do you think I don't eat? I said, because we eat late in the evenings. And she was laughing. She said, yeah, that is it. They said, nobody eats late in the evening and do breakfast. All right. If you do it, well, something is going on. But normally, once you eat late in the evening, your stomach cannot accommodate breakfast because the food is fermented in you. It has been overworking all night and it is tired. It was in constant diet and food that we were told the careful attention must be given to the stomach. It needs its rest as much as the other organs of the body. Give this much used organ, this much used and abused organs, some peace, some quiet, and some rest. All right? No burden on food should be placed on the stomach until it has adequately taken care of the one that was given before. Okay? So night eating affects your drinking high caloric beverages, so like your milkshake or your sodas and those things. Eating oversized portion, especially in the state, everything is oversized. All right? These will contribute to weight gain. Pregnancy can cause weight gain. Also, during pregnancy, a woman's weight necessarily increased. This weight gain may contribute to the development of obesity in women. All right. So you just being pregnant, you'll put on a few extra pounds. But if you are controlling your diet also after childbearing age, well, after childbirth, then you'll find that your body can easily go back to its original size. All right. Most time when you're breastfeeding, it will affect you because the calories breastfeeding is also hard work, and your caloric intake need to increase during that time. All right, so you might put on weight if you are not careful. All right, development factors compared to breastfeeding, bottle feeding, regardless of formula type, increase the risk of excessive weight gain during the first year of life. All right, so children who are bottle fed, all right, they tend to gain more weight during the first, become obese. But you know that the babies who are breastfed, they gain weight too, but there's a kind of healthy looking feature about them. It's not obesity. All right, they just look nice and just kind of tight. All right. But the bottle fed one now, they become, they see the face start getting chunky and the arms that start having creases, right? And the tummy start extending a little. And most bottle fed babies tend to have, to be constipated. Okay. All right. And the bisphenol A, this is another cause. Bisphenol A is found in bottles and aluminum cans and other types of packages. All right. Kids and teens that had higher levels of the chemical bisphenol A is in their urine were more likely to be overweight or obese. So when they test the children who are exposed to the bisphenol A, they check the urine and they found that if it is there, then they have a tendency to be more obese, right? BPA is also a type of synthetic estrogen that can cause body weight in adults. All right. So what it is saying, even the bottle, the plastic water bottle that we are using, that can cause us to gain weight. So the bottle that you're using, make sure that it says it's BPA free. All right. Always look at it, BPA free. Medical problems, too much or too little hormone imbalance. So the testosterone, your estrogen, your thyroid dysfunction, PCOS can all affect your weight. Anything that causes a hormone imbalance. And the hormone can either be overactive or underactive. So whichever imbalance that you're having, that can also affect your weight. All right. And a big one now is the thyroid dysfunction. Weight gain occurs when people take in more calories than they can burn. So it is not just a matter of what people eat. It's also a matter of how much they are burning. Thyroid hormones control your body's metabolism, regulating everything from weight regulation, body temperatures, and heart rate to glucose consumption and cholesterol levels. All right. So when our thyroids are out of whack, when the thyroid glands are not producing as they should, then it's going to affect our weight because it's not able to adequately regulate what is going on with us. Difficulty losing weight can be a sign of hypothyroidism. All right, know the difference, the hyper and the hypo. You may be losing weight while eating the same amount of food as usual, or even losing while eating more than normal. Unexplained weight changes and issues can be signs of both hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. All right, one of these days we are looking at this topic. High levels of cortisol. Now, cortisol is very important in the human body, but it does also affect our weight. Cushing syndrome is an endocrine disorder that causes weight gain, often quite rapidly. It stems from high levels of cortisol in the blood and is characterized by abnormal fat deposits, frequently in the form of a hump between the shoulders, a rounded or moon face, or pink or purple stretch mark. All right, so these are some of, so you notice, oh, just from this little thing, you can actually put in your mind in a mode where you can actually look on someone and see what is going on. So let us look at this again. So this Cushing syndrome is an endocrine disorder that can cause weight gain, especially if a person say, listen, I don't know, it's like within a month, within 2 months, I just put on 20 pounds, just out of that. It's not normal for the body to move from just one stage to another like that, unless you were deliberate about it. It stems from high levels of cortisol in the blood. Cortisol it come from us being too stressed, us not sleeping in the night, the body's inability to repair itself if we have insomnia and all this kind of thing. Frequently, it is characterized by abnormal fat deposit, frequently in the form of a hump between the shoulders or a moon face. So the face become rounded, or sometimes they can be purplish stretch mark. Extra weight usually settles around the midsection and upper back. So this little thing can just give you an idea of what is going on with a person if you see any of these things going on. All right, so this is a Cushing syndrome that we are talking about. All right, polyphagia in diabetes can make you feel hungry and cause you to overeat. No, remember when we did diabetes, we look at there were 3 polycysters. This is a good one to get to test you on. There are 3 polycysters we say that normally accompany the the diabetic. All right, here is one for you. Polyphagia. All right. Anybody remember any of the other 2? Anyone at all that you can remember? Let me go to my chat. Let me see if someone remembers something of the 3 polycystic that we spoke about. Liz is asking, what are the 2 types of obesity? Pear and apple shape. Yes. All right. Peripheral and central obesity. Okay. All right. So polyuria. Oh, you go, Karen. Polyuria. Beautiful. All right. She said polyuria. And what does that have to do with? All right. Anybody? Anybody remember what is polyuria?
Remember, break up the word, the prefix, and the root word, polyuria.
All right, nurse, walk you through those words. Proteins too much. Go, Raquel. You got it. You got an A like Karen. All right. Anybody remember the other polycystic? All right. Excessive. And what is the excessive? That come on, Pat. Get it a little more. Dig a little deeper. All right. Dig a little deeper for the other polycystic. You're there. You're there. You just have to get nurse did medical terminologies with you. So just dig a little. Fall it deep share. All right. Okay, beautiful Louise. So see, you got an A, you all got an A. Beautiful. Water, thirst, excessive urine, and excessive hunger. Those are the three polysisters that walk in diabetes. All right, beautiful. Yeah, I just love when you're learning. Okay, let's go. Artificial sweeteners. No, don't be nice and feel good when you see something and it said no extra sugar, um, no added sugar, or no calorie sweetener, or some fancies that tell you it's artificial sweetener that they are using. So you have your diet. Don't be quick to take any diet anything. No diet, this diet, that, no, because most of those they are used with artificial sweeteners. Consuming artificial sweeteners like sucralose, aspartame, all right, saccharin, the body loses its ability to process real sugar, which could result in weight gain. With real sugar, messages are released to the brain and the gullet by way of hormones that regulate digestion and intake of food, blood sugar levels, and even perception of fullness and satisfaction from the food consumed. So once you use real sugar, messages are released to the brain and the gullet, right? So that it knows that this is sugar that is coming, and therefore you need to regulate what is going on with it. But the body is now confused and it is strict. It is strict into not knowing that what is coming. It is sweetened but not with sugar, so it cannot help you. And you're taking all of these excessive calories in the system. All right. However, with no actual calories to process with artificial sweeteners, the body doesn't know how to react. You have messed up the whole system. So when you consume real sugar, your body doesn't know if it should try to process it because it's been tricked by the fake sugar so many times. Yeah, how wonderful and beautiful the body is made. All right. So if you're consistently doing this diet thing and this diet thing, and there comes a time when the body now stop real sugar coming, but it just as sweet as the artificial sugar. So it just doesn't know if should I be processing this or not. All right. So it comes to a time the body becomes so laxed in it that your system now can become clogged. The end result is that the body's metabolic system stops reacting to real sugars and doesn't release the hormone that say, that was delicious, I'm full. This can cause an endless cycle of feeling hungry and wanting more sugar. People who regularly drink diet sodas have a higher risk of weight gain, obesity, and type 2 diabetes and heart diseases. All right? Okay, so once you start doing these diet things, then you run a high risk of gaining weight. Now, guilt is another thing that causes us to gain weight. How? If you're feeling angry, anxious, depressed, grieved, or guilty, you may turn to food to ease those feelings even without realizing it. We use something as comfort food. So I see a lot of person will take their chocolate, will take their ice cream. I think those are two of the main things. And chips that persons will use to offset their and donuts for those abroad. Not so much locally, but those abroad. We will use this to satisfy us. And even while we are taking it, we still feel terrible because we know that this is destroying us. But depression want you to destroy yourself anyway. Excessive guilt has a similar effect on the brain as depression, bringing down not only our mood and spirit, but slowing our digestive system as well. Feeling guilty about overindulging or eating the wrong food can cause us to sneak food, many times leading to our overeating. So because we know we are not supposed to do it, you'll take a tablespoon or two of the ice cream and you push it back in the freezer. No, I'm not eating it. I'm not eating it. I'm not supposed to do this. And a little later you pass, only one spoon. I'm not going to eat it. I'll just take one spoon. And you take that one. Or you take one little bar of the chocolate and say, you know what, I'm just going to take one little bar. Right? And later, just one little bar. I'm not going to be doing this. And we are telling ourselves one thing, but we are doing something else. And we are not conscious that the little that we are doing is adding up. All right. Since oxygen is needed, so lack of oxygen can cause us to be obese. Since oxygen is needed in essentially all of your metabolic processes, including burning fat, without proper levels of oxygen, these metabolic processes slow down or get altered altogether, seriously compromising your health and stopping your weight loss and fitness progress dead in its track. So you see persons who are not, who don't open their windows when they go to sleep, who are not exercising to get the fresh air, persons who in their car, you are locked up so closely, persons who are always behind masks, all of this, it is stifling our oxygen and it is slowing down our metabolic processes, all right, and can lead to sickness, okay? We need fresh air. Gluten is also another reason or another cause of us putting on weight. So the glandin derived opiates, right, and appetite stimulator is found in all gluten foods such as bread, pastries, pasta, and this can increase our appetite for food. Now, isn't that true? So I'd like you eat a slice of bread, you feel you want another one. You eat a slice of cake, is like one can't do. And these gluten-rich food, right? The glandin derived opiates that are there are causing us to want more, right? And we indulge a little more. And we are making our body sick by what we are doing. Modern wheat is loaded with amylopectin A. This is a starch that is unique to wheat, which is worse than table sugar. Too much calories can contribute to weight gain. All right. So when we take in this kind of starch, it will cause us to put on weight. Common factors among overweight people. They are breakfast skippers, take big bites, eats too fast, doesn't drink enough water, gets little, if any, exercise, uses salt freely, likes caffeinated drink, is a nibbler, constantly eating, eats mostly refined food, white bread, white flour, white rice, white pasta, juices, candy, ice cream, etc. All right, these are some of the common factors. All right, now 3 steps to a healthy weight. Let's look at our step that we can take. And we are going to be turning off the faucet. All right, when we turn off the faucet, what's the first thing we look at? Come, it's your time again. Let's go. What is the first thing that we will look at? What is turning off the faucet? Pum, pum, pum. Any answer? Turn off the faucet. What is it saying to us? What do we do? How do we turn off the faucet? You cannot tell me I don't even get one answer. No, you can't do that to me. You cannot do that to me. No. Type it in the chat. Let me hear you. What is turning? Stop the flow. Look at cause. Stop the triggers. One word. Give me one word. What it means to turn off the tap. What do we look at? Stop the drunk eating. Karen D, thank you. Look in the chat, brethren. Look what Karen D said. That is the answer. The answer to turn off the faucet, we look at, wait. After I'll give you the grand thing right about here. All right. This is turning out. Listen, remember this, because it's going to be in every disease that you look at. This is going to be the same principle. So let me give you the scenario again so that it can cement in our mind. So we are saying, suppose you were inside, all right, doing some work. You were washing some dishes in the sink and you were rinsing one side, and you plug the sink to catch your water and you were busy catching it. Then you hear a big commotion outside, like an accident or something, and you run outside just to look what is going on, and you were so busy trying to hear what was going on, you didn't remember. And when finally remember, oh my goodness, I think I left the pipe running, you run back inside. When you went, the sink has overflooded itself. The floor is all wet and the pipe was still running. What would have been the first thing that you do? You would turn off the tap. Isn't that so? All right. The first thing that you would have done is to turn off the faucet. Okay. Now, many of these things that we have discussed, if we look at it, we recognize that many of the diseases that we have, they are lifestyle diseases. And one of the main things that you want to look at is look at what we are putting in our system. We are going to turn off this faucet. So we'd have turned off the faucet so that the water stop running, because that is the one that's causing the things to happen. Then after that, all right, let me stop right there because I'll ask you again the other part. So we are right where we just turn off the pipe, which is our diet change in turning off the faucet. All right, what it is that we are putting in our system, as someone said. Then he said, look at what you are eating. Same thing. All right. Don't go on a diet. Now, this is the advice to you. Change your eating habits and lifestyle permanently. All right? Change it permanently. Just don't go on a diet, because if you go on a diet, you're going to crash. All right? Just change your lifestyle. Change it permanently. No, I remember it was 2009 when I changed my diet and went on this diet. And it has been the same since I came on it. From 2009 until this day, that's how I've been eating, because I have to change it, and I change it forever. Okay, so this is my lifestyle. I do 2 meals from 2009 until now. I have my breakfast time between 7 and 8 until now, and my lunch time between 2 and 3 until now. Nothing else in between the system. That's it. That's the only meal time that I have. And what I'm eating now is what I ate since 2009. All right. So make the change so that you can stop the source of what is happening to you. Okay. Jumpstart your day with a healthy breakfast. Now, a healthy breakfast doesn't necessarily have to be a big, wide variety of things. All right. It can be more narrowed so that you can enjoy more things. Now look at this typical breakfast. The raw food would have been some cherries or some grapes and a piece of grapefruit if you don't have high blood pressure. You have some granola over there, and you have some cherry jam on your bread or grape jam on your bread, a slice of bread. And you're going to have now your almond milk or your soy milk if your body is okay, or your coconut milk to that. Okay. And at the end of it, you will see the nut is on the other side where you get your handful of nut. And you have a complete breakfast. I put it to you, day before yesterday, I had my fruit, my custard apple, of course. And then I had my granola. I soaked it in my soy milk overnight just so that it can become nice and a little less firm. And I had that with a handful of nuts. And that was a meal for breakfast. All right. That keep me until, even when it was 2 o'clock to eat, I wasn't hungry. It's just that it is time to eat. All right. So your breakfast doesn't have to be very complicated. Just make it very complete. All right. In this one, someone would say, but where is your protein? That's why we use the almond milk right there. And I'm having a handful of nuts. Okay. Would that be enough? And there are seeds in the granola. Okay. It will boost, breakfast will boost your energy, increase your attention span, and help you lose weight. Every morning, your brain neuropeptide Y sets off carbohydrate cravings for food in the morning. That's what happened. Skipping breakfast causes the NPY to hang around telling you, eat, eat, eat. So even when it's not your eating time, your body will bother you so very much. So very much, because the time that it should be eating, there has not been anything given to it. All right. So we need to ensure that we eat our breakfast. Eat mostly unprocessed all plant food. So you see those the white bread and the popcorns and the white rice and those kind of things. Popcorn is actually very good for you, but not the popcorn that they have with the butter and the oil and those things. All right. So you look at your whole grain bread, really beautiful, and you look at your brown rice or your brown rice and peas, those kind of things, healthier choice for us to make. All right, 3 to 5 servings of fruit and vegetables daily. All right, get your fruits over there, get your vegetables at another meal. Okay. Now, some of the pictures we'll borrow from the world, so therefore, they don't sometimes get it very right when they do it. For more fiber, use brown rice, use wheat-free, gluten-free bread, freshly baked yeast bread as its yeast germs still alive until 48 hours has passed. If eaten when newly baked, the yeast germ continues to be active in the stomach, thus causing bloatedness of the stomach. Therefore, use bread that is at least 2 days old. All right, this is important for us to remember. Use natural sweeteners. You have your raisins, you have your onion, you have your prunes, you have your dates, you have your ripe banana. These are all natural sweeteners, sorry. No, any of them, do you know, let me show you something. This is your raisins. You can make them look almost like your honey. And you can do it with your raisins, you can do it with your prunes, and you can do it with the almond, the dates, that's right there. What I do with them, just if you have like a cup, you just put half a cup of boiling water on it and you soak it overnight. In the morning, there it's nice and thick, very healthy. And if you want it to make it even thicker, that you can even spread it on something or use it other ways, you can add like for those who can do cornstarch, you can do tapioca starch, you can do a little agave, not agave, agar, sorry, some agar. Which one again? You can use the flaxseed gel. All right, you use it 2 tablespoons, a quarter cup of water, and you boil it and then strain it when it is cool. You can also use it as a thickener for that. All right, so you can literally make your own sweetener that you want to use instead of going out to use the unhealthy thing. You can use honey because honey is a natural sweetener. The only person I'll tell to be careful with honey are those who have allergies, because allergies are affected by honey for some persons. Now, there are a group of persons who don't use honey because they say it's from the animal. No, it is not from the animal flesh. Remember that honey is made from bee pollen. This that you're getting is pure nectar from a plant. There's nothing that come out of the animal into this. All right. Honey is pure nectar. It's just that they collected a whole lot of them and use it to make a concentrated thing. So it's not the flesh of any animal. Honey is, right? All right. So that is the explanation, Sister Diane. So those persons who we tell not to use it would have been those that when you have allergies, then the pollen, because remember it's coming from the pollen of the plant, it can affect some persons. Okay. Foods to increase healthy thyroid, increase your iodine. You cannot outdo the pink Himalayan salt. As a matter of fact, sometimes a person pressure might be irregular, too high, too low. We put a little pinch of it under the tongue, or a pinch of it. The men are working in the hot sun, especially down at the sanitarium when we are building, and they are working in the hot sun. You just put a pinch of salt in their water, mix it around, and give it to them. Their electrolyte is just renewed and give them the strength to go again. Your kelp, your sea salt with iodine. These are things that you want to ensure that is used. The thyroid regulates the hormones, all right? Yeah, the thyroid regulates the hormones and metabolism in the body. The thyroid and prostate requires iodine for proper functioning, all right? So if our iodine or iodine for some person levels are low, then we need to ensure that we build it up. And Sister Marie just pointed out something for me, and it is true. Those persons who are diabetic, we do not give them honey. Unless they are going into a diabetic coma, then you can put a little under the tongue. But under normal circumstances, they do not use honey freely. All right. Drink sufficient water each day. Your urine should be pale yellow to clear. Drink 16 to 32 ounces of warm water on mornings, one of which should be lemon water. If you have stomach issue, avoid the lemon water. If you're already too very, very skinny, and lemon water will cause you to lose weight, so you can hold off on it for a little. Just do the warm water. What condition again? Those two stand out in my mind, so I mentioned those to us. How does one drink water? One mouthful at a time, as the cell will absorb and be properly hydrated. Do you know that your cells can only use like 2 ounces of water at any given time? It means, therefore, that you don't have to feel guilty and take up a cup and drink it out. Your body cannot use it. Most of that water is going to run out. It's just like a plant. If you take a cup of water and just pour it one time in a plant, and it's a limited size plant, then it is going to run out. But if you could just put like a tip of it here and there continuously, then you will find that you can the plant can take in a lot more without it having to drain out, okay? So that's the principle behind it. At what temperature do you drink your water? Drink water at room temperature. Do not eat and drink at the same time. Liquid diets take longer to digest. Bloating of stomach comes from indigestion. Drink water 15 to 30 minutes before a meal and 2 hours after a meal. If you have stomach issues, drink water 30 minutes before you eat, and ensure that 2 or more hours pass before you start drinking water again. But what is good for GERD? Then there's treatment plan, which is not able to outline in this like that, but there's a treatment plan, and these are some of the good principles that you can implement in it. Persons with GERD need to be on the 2-meal plan and move away from those things that will cause any irritation in the system. All right, such as any form of pepper, any sort of cold thing, anything of very hot drink, anything that is spicy. All right, so these are some of the things that can be used. Increase your chromium, your magnesium, your niacin, and your B vitamins. Grains, legumes, pumpkin seed, sunflower seed, wheat, germ, pine nut, Brazilian nut, soybean, pecan, sesame, oats, chickpeas, blackstrap molasses, avocados. These are some of what need to be increased in the diet. All right? Another thing that you do, and this is so very important, is your flaxseed. 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed daily. This helps to keep us regular, and it become insoluble, very soluble, soluble fiber. Okay, excellent for helping to bind things onto itself and let it be readily digested by the system. So put your flaxseed. Ladies, put flaxseed because it helps with our hormone imbalance also. And continue with our foods increase. Our vegetables, seaweed, spirulina, pine, chard, callaloo in our place, All right, pineapple, sweet potato, broccoli, cherry moya, cabbage, onion, garlic. All right, so you get on with your vegetables in your diet. Foods to increase the asparagus, the garcinia, um, lettuce, garcinia, what we call it locally? Um, I don't remember right now. Somebody can look up what another name for Garcinia for me, please. Lettuce, your carrots, your peach, your turnip, your cucumber, sweet pepper, grapefruit. No, upon I love grapefruit and I love cucumbers. They are kind of like my go-to food on a daily basis that I like to have in my diet. Okay, because they are so very helpful and they are very hydrating. So they fill your cells nicely. All right. Recommend that use directed food such as your artichoke, your celery, those that will help to give you a lot of water, make you feel full and all of that. These are some that you can use, and that's why I said I like my cucumbers and my grapefruit. They also are. Watermelon is excellent. When we are detoxing the first day, what we give the persons is give them watermelon to use. All right, because it helps to cleanse the system so nicely. All right, so these are some of them. Eliminate refined foods, oils, butters, and dressing. Okay, eliminate those from the diet. Foods to avoid, continue. Simple sugars, refined flour, sweets causes an increase in the level of insulin in our bloodstream, which burns up sugars but stores fat in the body. All right? So it causes an increase of insulin in our bloodstream. This will get rid of the sugar, but it's going to store fat. All right? Refined baked foods converts to sugar. So make some of the things yourself. All right? Make some of the food for yourself. You don't need to be taking those, going to the supermarkets and buying those. All right? Okay, so it is tambourine, our local tambourine. All right, that is the other name. All right, and Sister Nikki had pointed out, and that is also known as Malabar tambourine, is a popular weight loss supplement. People say it blocks your body's ability to make fat, and it puts the brakes on your appetite. Loss of excess weight could help keep blood sugar and cholesterol level in check too. So beautiful. Thank you. Food to eliminate fat food. Carambola. I don't know carambola. Fine, give me another name for that. Eliminate animal foods, fats and oils, which increases insulin and stores fat in the body. Milk, cheese, eggs, oil, sausage, lard, margarine. Let not this be named among God's people. Oh, it's star fruit, Sister Louise. Oh, okay. All right. Yes, star fruit. Oh, that is the one we call Chinese jimbling, we call them. All right, Chinese jimbling. Okay. Oh, and that would be good because that is high in that's very high in water content, just like the watermelon and the cucumber. Yeah. So okay, thank you. So you call it carambola. Okay, beautiful. I'm learning that. Yeah. Avoid frying. Saute instead with a little water. I am telling you, you really don't need to fry things in oil. You don't. Fried potatoes equal 5 to 7 times more calories than boiled potatoes. It's so easy. Look how easy that can be taken care of. You have your potatoes, and instead of you frying them, because it's going to give you 5 to 7 times. So if it was 10 calories in there, by the time you finish with that, is 50 or to 70. All right? No, let's go back to the original. The scoop and fat. Fats are a concentrated source of calories, 7 times more easily stored. A low-fat diet helps to control appetite. Certain essential acids help to burn fat. Some fats help us to control our hunger. All right. But we are talking now about the good fats. There are some very good fats that the Lord has blessed us with. Our ackee, our avocados, our nuts, and our seeds. They are healthy fats. But even them must be consumed in moderation. The good fats, essential fatty acid, toasted flaxseed, nuts and olives, soybean, spinach. Would you consider spinach as a fat? Yeah, it is blessed with the amount that is needed for us to stay healthy. All right, the monounsaturated fats, the olive, the almond, the hazelnut, the macadamia, the pecans, and the avocado. Excellent. All right, for giving us nice single digit fat. Remove wheat and gluten from the diet. Use wheat-free, gluten-free flour instead. Bread must be eaten at least 48 hours later if yeast is used. Prepare whole grains properly. Some may need to be cooked for at least 3 hours. Remember that we say it's not all of them, it's some of them. All right, some of them, they are pseudo grains and do not need those hours of cooking. Okay, that's why I get taken up with doing the flatbreads. And I think Sister Swaby tomorrow will be showing us how to make flatbreads. All right, so that will be part of what we are doing tomorrow. All right, she make flatbreads, so we will learn. Have a healthy menu plan. Grains, fruits, nuts, and vegetables. This is what constitutes the diet chosen for us by our Creator. Let that be what you eat around these. All right, and we'll maintain a healthy weight. All right, so this is like a sample menu. All right, here you go, your tomatoes out there, that's a raw salad, and you're looking at your stew over there. Can be your stewed pumpkin, it can be your okra, it can be your string beans, it can be any of that. Your rice is over there and your peas is here. And then at the end of it all, you take a handful of nut. All right, so that is like a complete meal for this one. Yikes. Oh, I wasn't supposed to show you. So that would have been your diet in turning off the faucet. So the next thing that we need to do, come tell me in the chat now, after we turn off the faucet, because you're running and you saw that the place was flooded and the pipe was running, we said the first thing that we do would have turned off the faucet. After that, what would we do and what does it mean? Tell me. Speak to me now. I don't like when it takes so long, man. You know these things come. All right. Unplug this sink. That's natural remedy. Unplug this sink, Jackie. What does it mean? Proper diet, unplug this sink. When we unplug this sink, what we do? Which one of it? What do we do to unplug this sink? One word. To unplug this sink is talking about dash. Fill the dash. Cleanse. We say cleanse. Give me some more answers. Detox, purge. Go on, let me hear some more. Are there no more answers? And there are no more answers. Oh, mercy, no man, there can't be so much of us. Where Timmy tomato try? No man, try. All right. Mop it up, pure air, purge. Rolling up pure air is 2 words. Mop it up. Find the cause, exercise. Continue. Bravo, Dennis A. Bravo, Dennis A. Look at what Dennis said. Look at what Dennis said. She hit it straight on the head. All right, here it is. Christianity, unplugging the sink is your lifestyle. All right, congratulations, Dennis. That is it. So we say that turning off the faucet, it is your diet. And now we say unplugging the sink is our lifestyle. No, I need you to get these concepts in the mind, because these are the concepts that you will be working with. These are the concepts. If you get them in, it will give you a kind of protocol into how you will be helping other persons. All right? It's setting up a kind of protocol for you. You will first turn off the faucet. You look at the person's diet. Then you're going to move on to unplugging this sink, which you're looking at the lifestyle of the person. And in the meantime, gear up, because I'm going to ask you the next question. Okay? So let's change the lifestyle. Let's change the lifestyle that they have. Break the snack habit. The calories you get from snacking can add up to an extra meal. One study showed Western women tend to snack 400 to 500 calories per day. At the rate of 500 calories per day, 7 days a week, totaling 3,500 calories. That means it's possible to gain an extra pound a week on snack alone. Can you believe it? You can gain an extra pound every week just by snacking. Okay. And remember, and you're gaining it just by snacking alone, because you're getting it also from other things that you do. Okay. Eat at set meal time. Specify time for each meal. Eat all that the system requires. Rest the stomach for at least 5 hours. Drink only water in between meals. Not a particle of food should be introduced into the stomach till the next meal. 2 meals are better than 3. Eat no later than 6:30 p.m. All right? So if I bake healthy cookies, when should I eat it? You eat it at your mealtime. I love puddings. I like potato puddings, and I like, those who are Jamaicans, toto. I love toto. All right. It has to be after, because you have to take your raw food first. Oh, by the way, let me mention this. Sometimes when you're finished eating, you find your body craving something sweet. That's very natural, and don't feel guilty about it. What is going on is because you use up so much energy for digestion that the body wants energy back. And to the body, the best way to get energy, the quickest way for energy, is something sweet. All right? So that's why you have that craving for something sweet. It's not a bad thing. It's your body working well. All right? So what I do, I have my nice slice of potato pudding. As soon as I am finished eating, I eat my pudding at that time. And if it is an oatmeal cookie, or I take in something sweet, just a little, just to satisfy that craving. All right? And the body can be tricked into getting little things. So as little as the thing can be, just as long as it gets it, say, I'm satisfied. He's all right. Him gone about his business. All right? So my nice little piece of pudding, I will have it. So if I get it, say someone come and they give me about maybe 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, I would have finished having my breakfast already. So I can't eat it then. So what I would do now, I would keep it until in the afternoon when I'm having my lunch. At the end of my lunch, I just have that then, before I have my nuts. All right? How do you make a healthy pudding? We will teach you more about that tomorrow. All right? What do you use to make the pudding raise? Puddings are not supposed to raise, Sister Denise. I just see, Sister Denise, I can just imagine you covering your mouth and say, oh, covering your mouth. Don't. Puddings don't raise. Puddings are dense food. Cakes raise and toto raise and all of that. So you don't need any raising agent for your pudding. All right? I see that I really need to teach you guys cooking class, right? All right, I'll take care of you, never mind. All right, your third meal. All right, we'll look at it tomorrow. We'll look at it tomorrow. If you feel that you must eat at night, take a drink of cold water, and in the morning you will feel much better for not having eaten. You would prevent the bulge. You would relish breakfast more in the morning. Honestly, you will. I admire Sister Claudia for the testimony that she shared with us a few mornings ago. I think it was in the morning or in the afternoon. I don't remember which, but when she talked about her being diabetic and her sugar level was at 3.5. All right. And when she checked that, and she know that being a diabetic person would have run to take something for it. And she said she know that she's not to eat in the night, so she just go drink her water and go to her bed. And in the morning, our body was quite fine and for not having eaten. And I admire that. I share it sometimes even with other clients. Thank you for that testimony, Sister Claudia, because what it is showing to us is that if we become obedient to God, He's going to take care of us. And most person, they are diabetics and they see their sugar down at that level, they'll quickly run and eat something, glad to indulge their appetite. All right? But you decide, say, you know what, I'm not going to eat. I am not. The body is learning how to adjust itself, and at 3.5, that's a blood sugar level for a normal person. And she decided, I'm not going to take anything. She drink her water, go out, go to bed. Next morning, the sugar level was up nice and ready again. All right. So let us follow what it is that the Lord tell us to do, and we will be fine. Walk out of overweight. Activity speeds up the body's metabolic rate. Burns calories, that means it burns calories faster. The safest and best exercise is walking. Walk for 1 continual hour daily. Early morning burns predominantly fat. Brisk walking reduces stress, lift light weights. All right. So these are some of the things that you can do. If you can't get to walk in the morning, then do it in the afternoon. Just walk. But morning tends to be better because it burns the calories while you continue walking in your work. All right. So it will continue to burn calories. Walk, develop a nice good sweat. While you walk, do it briskly. Keep the body part moving. Swing the arms and move. Though it is a walk, it's not a casual little walk. It is an exercise, because many of us, we do a lot of walking, but the body does not see it as exercise because the body has not been engaged. We just walk. All right. But when you swing and go with a purpose of exercising, the body sees it differently. Okay. Digestive walk, and this is very good for us to take. When you're finished eating, do a little 15 to 30 minutes walk after. Don't just eat at the same place where you eat, you just continue sitting right there. No. There was anything on the line, Abby? Was there anything on the line? Don't do a little casual one, not a big exercise, just a little walk. All right, this is more your casual walk, and what this does is to help the body to put a cap on your sugar level. Okay. Vitamin D supplement, very good. A vitamin D3 supplement is recommended for those who get little sunshine. The upper safe level is 2000 IU per day. Okay. How much time does a person need outdoors daily to get an appropriate amount of vitamin D? Light-skinned persons, 15 to 30 minutes. Dark-skinned individuals, 15 minutes to 1.5 hours daily. All right. When is the best time to get this sunlight to make vitamin D? Sun exposure between the hours of 9 and 3, when the UVB rays is at its highest. That's best for us, especially as darker skinned people. All right, sleep. And now remember, we are unplugging this thing, so we are looking at our lifestyle changes. Good sleep boosts proper metabolism function. Get 6 to 8 hours sleep every night. Go to bed before 10 p.m. During the hours of 10 and 2 a.m., the brain does most work. Most releasing of hormones, chemicals, melatonin, growth hormones, and the brain restores itself. We need to sleep. We need to sleep. All right. When you go to bed this time, you know the body automatically wake up between 2 and 3 in the night. Oh, yes. Most time we will fall back asleep if we like. But by 3 o'clock, it has done all that it has to do already. You can get up and be restored. Make it a habit to go to bed and get up at approximately the same time each day. Watch your posture. Avoid sitting for long periods and stand up often. Sit or stand up straight. Pull your shoulders back and give your rib cage and your diaphragm the space it needs to work properly. And inhale and exhale as much oxygen as it needs to, right? So we need to ensure, most of us, we slouch. We are to sit and stand, do it straight. And our shoulders are to be pulled back, and so that our rib cage can be open and the diaphragm will have the space so that it can move up and down. This space now will give it the proper way when we are inhaling and exhaling. It will be able to take in more oxygen and release more carbon dioxide. Standing and walking 10 minutes every hour can help in treatment of diabetes, obesity, cholesterol, and high triglycerides. Okay? Ouch. I must not show that one. All right. So we are winding down. You are going to be telling me the elderly can take a supplement as they only absorb 25% of sunlight. Not only the elderly, but we, as we get older also, our bodies start taking in less. All right. So we have to ensure that we are being properly exposed, and if we are not, then we take the supplement also. But it's a good observation, Sister Pat, because the elderly, they definitely will be needing it for more than one reason. All right. All right. So the next thing now, so you have turned off the faucet. You have unplug this sink. What are we doing now, and what does it mean? All right. Time now. Tell me this one, and please don't wait so long to tell me again. All right. You have turned off the faucet, which was our diet. We have unplugged the sink, and now we are going to. What does it mean, Sister Pat? Okay, Louise. Louise is a mop it up. Botanical, mop up the water. All right. Cleanse. Herbal medication. Herbal remedies. All right. Make the change. All right. Come, let me show you now. Let's look at it. Mapping it all up. So we have finished with that, and we're going to just clean up now. No. Do we need this aspect? Do we really need to mop up the floor? We need to mop up the floor? And no. The answer is no. We don't need to. If we have the time, we can leave it alone and it will take care of itself. The water will go. All right? So we really don't need to mop it up. We only mop it up in the arm to help to make it dry quicker. You get the picture? It's not because it needs mopping up per se. It is because we want it to dry quicker. It's the same with our body. We are mopping it up. It, in the herbal combination, it will help us to move it along, move out the sickness quicker. You understand? It can air dry itself. So the body can, just by you making the diet change and the lifestyle change, you can get rid of the sickness. So this part of it is only to make it quicker. All right? So this now will help us in keeping the weight down. So let us look at some of the herbal recommendation that we use. First one is our Gymnema sylvestre. Gymnema has been shown to reduce the ability to taste sweet. All right? Remember this herb. We use it when we are treating diabetics. Okay? One landmark study found that people who took a dose of Gymnema had a diminished perception of sweetness, and when offered snack food, ate fewer calories than did control subjects. In other words, it makes you turn off from having sweets. So it helps to keep your weight down because you don't have an appreciation for very sweet things. Okay, that's your Gymnema sylvestre. Another one is Goggle. In a 1999 study conducted by researchers at the University of Nebraska and Beth Israel Medical Center in New York City, people who took 750 milligrams of Goggle each day and did a combination of strength and aerobic training workout 3 times a week for 6 weeks lost an average of 6 pounds. Those who exercise but did not take Goggle lost only a half to 1 pound. Goggle helps the body metabolize fat and improves thyroid function by increasing thyroid hormone levels. All right? The dosage that would have offered is 500 milligrams 3 times a day for 3 months. If you don't have it in this form, we use a teaspoon of the goggles. All right? And you can take it 2-3 times a day. And this can help you in weight loss. Oh, by the way, goggles is also good for cholesterol, and it's also good for diabetes. It's also good for arthritis, and it's also good for there's something else that mainly we do cholesterol with it because it controls the hormone, the thyroid hormone level. All right. And there's another one I'm leaving out. Right. Turmeric, very, very important because of the inflammation that comes with being overweight. Turmeric has been shown to help reduce inflammation, high levels of which may be a significant cause of obesity and difficulty losing weight. All right. So if there's a lot of inflammation, we don't walk. All right. So the weight stays on us and we are not able to lose the weight. Cumin has been shown to improve weight loss when mixed with other herbs and spices. All right, so put cumin in your diet. Coriander has been shown to increase metabolic function and heighten weight loss. Ginseng, multiple animal studies have shown that the herb Panax ginseng can help in weight loss reduction and even slow weight gain resulting from diets high in fat. All right, so ginseng can do that. Mopping it all up, our herbal treatment, lecithin granules, we use this also 1 to 2 tablespoons daily. This is useful for dissolving fat. Pumpkin seed, take a handful or a quarter cup of pumpkin seed daily. All right, very helpful. We use the garlic, 2 tablets twice a day with each meal. Adding garlic to your food in fresh or powdered form might be able to help you metabolize carbohydrates and fats more efficiently. All right. Garlic, you can use like four cloves daily, 2 times daily is even better. Okay. If you're on a blood thinning medication, then be careful of your garlic. Peppermint oil, very helpful. The smell of peppermint can help to decrease appetite, causing individuals to eat less. Blackstrap molasses will take care of the cravings while at the same time give you a little sweetness. Grapevine is a herb that we can use. Cherry tree, lemon water. Lemon water is excellent for weight loss. Onions, cook 1 bulb daily. The water from it, you can combine it with other things. All right, so you can combine like your lemon water with your onions in it, and you can put like your cumin. You can just make your own little concoction, and it will bring the weight down. Ginger can be helpful as it will reduce your appetite and cut your cravings. Parsley help to reduce the amount of glucose present in the blood. Cardamom can aid in lowering blood glucose and regulating insulin. Milk thistle, the silymarin can also help to lower your fasting glucose levels, according to a study that was published. All right. It said by decreasing blood glucose levels, silymarin may also keep insulin levels more stable. High levels of insulin can encourage fat storage in your body. All right. Other herbs can be your dandelion. This might help in your weight loss also. Burdock root, this detoxifies the body so that it removes some of the craving from the system, and it's very high in iron. Red clover, also excellent. It removes cellulite. Cellulite is a highly toxic fat. It removes toxin from the body and blood. It will target that most troublesome fat. Okay. This is a weight loss drink that we want to show. Well, this is something that we do, especially when we are cleansing. Lemon juice, we use a quarter cup with castor oil. We'll use like 3 tablespoons of the castor oil in it, followed by drinking 2 8-ounce glass of water every 15 minutes for an hour. All right, or you can take senna tea. Okay, this is another way. 2 to 4 cups of warm water, each cup of warm water with 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, also very helpful. All right. Well, we won't get through with that part. That was where we are. And we say to God be the glory. Um, can you just, while I close off quickly, can you just tell me a little of what you have learned for us doing this presentation? What is the main jump out part for you that you can say, well, I intend to go and try this, or I intend to go and do this, or change this, or something? Anybody want to share it with me quickly in the chat? You just made that statement. What was your take from it? The last slide. This is this this is the last slide. All right. We use this as rotation, so you can only take the picture because we won't have the time to go through them individually. So that we have week 1 and we have week 2. It's rotation. All right, so Zion, my little Zion, change my lifestyle. 2 meals welcome Zion, welcome. 2 meals a day. All right, very good take. All right, so this is week 3 and this is week 4. All right. Anybody else? Any change that you intend to make for yourself? To walk for the 1 hour and after meals. All right, Karen. Yes. Beautiful. Anybody else? Diet and lifestyle is important to my health. Yes. Have we seen the regular really need to stop skipping breakfast, exercise in the morning early, eating 2 meals a day and not eating between? Beautiful. All right. Exercise for 1 hour daily to be consistent with the diet. Yeah, consistency is very important. Very important. All right. Do your 1 hour walk. I don't know. There's something very miraculous that happened when we walk 1 hour. I don't know, the body, there's something that just kick in at that point, that where the sickness is concerned, it literally start reversing the condition. All right. So set a system. All right. Livon said, taking the health, Lord, more into consideration. All right. Put back sweet treats in my diet. Why did I tell her about sweet anything? I see that you have missed it. And never mind, sister. But remember, our sweet is not from sugar. All right, our sweet has to be from the natural thing. Like if I'm making the potato pudding, I just use the same potato and put some raisins in it and some shredded coconut with water and some spice. And my spice is like lemon, like the lemon, the lemon thing that I show you, the lemon zest. Yeah, like that. All right, I'll put in there. And that constitutes my pudding. For gluten-free bread, please, I will appreciate. All right, tomorrow we look at that. Week 1. Let me see. All right, so that is the rotation for week 1 and 2. Need to be consistent. What I know is right. Work sometimes prevent me. We will pray for that, Sister Anita. I'd like that recipe for gluten-free bread as well. All right, so tomorrow we can look at that. Is the regular wheat bread good to eat? No, it's not. Walking for 1 hour is what I need to do. No late night eating. By the grace of God, live on. No. As of tonight, tell your body, make that pact with the Lord that you want. When do we do fried dumplings? We never do fried dumplings. Ever, ever. We do rotis. All right, we flatten out and we make our flat rotis. And nurse have her own specialty. She does baked dumpling. Nurse do baked dumpling, so she make the flour and everything like that and put them in the oven. I think she put a little sweetener and some coconut thing and she baked them. All right. Never mind, my dearest. You're going to have sweet treat, but only in the natural way. All right. So, no fried dumplings, Sister Cassette. None, Sister Mercedes. None at all. We do not fried food. Fried food lead to toxic fat being stored in our system. And because we are going to be taking care of the temple of the living God, we will not allow that to happen. All right? Consider doing lemon water in the morning. That all right. You can do a little lemon water if you're losing too much weight. You can do it like maybe 2-3 times for the week. You don't necessarily have to do it every morning. Do the warm water and leave it out. I see. Sister there said she do her ackee. You can imagine fried dumpling with ackee. You know how much fat that is in the system? No, that's too much. How to make roti. I will teach you guys how to make your roti tomorrow. I will show you. All right. All right. And then is they want the recipe, nurse, for the bake, for the baked dumpling. Roti, potato pudding, and that bread. When you guys done with it, we don't have any life to do after all of that. Can we just do maybe one at a time or two at a time? I'm having too many per day, no snacking, and increase my water consumption. Godliness godliness, that is wonderful. All right. We can have ackee. Yes, I had ackee for breakfast this morning. We can have ackee. I had ackee and flatbread. And what else we have? Yes, I had ackee and flatbread for breakfast. And my raw food was some papaya. Okay. Plantain in the oven, yes, and that is very sweet. Other morning, I over baked my plantain. It was it become even sweeter. So that what I had to do is just spread it out like a spread on top of my bread instead. All right, you can do it that way. Plantain is so sweet. Is flatbread the same as pita bread? Almost, only that it is home baked. All right. Dragon fruit. I love dragon fruit, but we don't have that in Jamaica. Can I have some ackee, please? Only thin ones. And the thin ones don't taste good, all right? All right. Let me say, I need your appetite to be saved a little because it's not your eating time yet, because we're going to have Brother Duke coming on right about now. I want you to get up from your computer. I need you to remember, as we look at obesity, we said that we have to move around a little. So I'm giving you 5 minutes. You drink some water and you're going to walk up and down. You want to see if you can get in 100 steps. All right. Just move a little to increase back the circulation. Come and sit down, and Brother Duke will be ready to give you the other presentation. May the grace of God be with us as we continue to learn, as we continue to be fit people for God, as we continue to be different, as we continue to show the world that the Lord has set aside a set of people who have made it their commitment and their determination to live in the presence of a holy God. You're called to high service. You're different. You're set apart for high use. You're going to be walking out, and you're going to have a testimony. I am a medical missionary. You're going to say that, listen, when person said, no, but I can't do that again, say, yes, you can. I couldn't either, but by the grace of God, no, I am doing that. All right. So let us stand on the principles of Prince Emmanuel and allow him to use us for his name, honor, and glory. God bless you as we stop now so that we can prepare. So take a little walk around, take a little walk, take a sip of your water until we go. Mighty God, continue to be with us, we pray. In Jesus' holy name, amen.